Hey y'all, I had to come on here real quick because I had a little, how you want to say it, incident yesterday. Yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and see what y'all think. Is it just me? So basically, yesterday I went to a store. My daughter wanted to go to this store, this particular store. She saw that they had a sale. She was like, "Can we go in?" I was like, "Sure, no problem." So we go in. There's about 3 young ladies that are working there. 2 of them are behind the counter and they're talking. And then there's another one that's walking around the store with a bag. So I make eye contact with the one that was walking around. So walk in, my daughter's looking because this is a store that she likes, right? She's more aware of what's in there. It ain't for me, but I pick up a couple of things and I'm just looking at it, trying to find, just browsing, trying to see what's what. So I noticed the girl, she's walking around, she's got a bag in her hand, like the shopping bags that they offer you when you're in there and you're going to get something. Okay? So she's just walking around and she's walking, like the store is very small. It's not that big of a store. So she's walking around and every place we went, she went. Now, I'm not saying she was watching us, but it felt a little uncomfortable. Not once did she say anything to us. So that's what made it feel uncomfortable. So, and my daughter's asking me questions and I'm like, I don't know nothing about this store, girl. This your store, whatever. Now, we're the only ones. Let me just say that we were the only customers in there at the time. There was no other customers in there. So as me and my daughter are talking, another 2 people come in that were together. As soon as they walk in, the young lady that's walking around with the bag, "Hi, how you doing?" Very loudly. I took notice, but I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." Still, I'm looking around and I'm like, talking to my daughter, seeing what's what. She's like, "I really like these," and she's showing me what's what. Somebody else walks in. "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "Oh, okay." So, because the first one I thought maybe it was a one-off. Okay, because we didn't get that greeting. And I made eye contact with one of the girls. So I'm just like, maybe it was a one-off, So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, the second time that somebody walked in, I'm like, okay, this is odd, And they're talking to them and asking, and I'm just like, all right, we've been in the store for about 10 minutes now. Not once did she ask us if we wanted a bag. Not once did she ask us if there was anything that, we needed, anything that we were looking for. And honestly, I don't necessarily need to be greeted when I go into the store. I don't care. But the attention that everybody else was getting after they walked in, it just didn't sit well with my spirit. Okay? So, and I'm not picky. I'm not picky like that. And I definitely don't want you down my throat as I'm shopping. But I just noticed the difference. It was no smiles. It was no it just was like, what are you doing there? What are you doing here? Kind of vibe that we received while everybody else was getting greeted. So I said something to my daughter. I said, after a while, I walked over to her. I said, "Did they, I said it low. Did anybody speak to you?" Because she walked in before me. So maybe I didn't hear. Maybe I didn't hear when she got spoken to. Maybe they were quiet when, we walked in. So I said, "Did anybody speak to you when we came in the store?" She shook her head no. And my daughter's not confrontational at all. She doesn't like all that. And I'm not either. Nowhere near it. I'm very quiet and reserved person. But I don't know, as I get older, I don't tolerate BS. So me as a mom, I'm sitting here, I'm like, and my daughter's old enough to buy her own crap. But I'm thinking to myself, like, if my daughter's going to spend her money here and she's not even being respected like everybody else in the store is, that's a problem. But again, I don't want to embarrass her. I'm not going to start a scene. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get all ratchet and ghetto. That's not me. So I said, I asked her. She shook her head no. I said, somebody else walked in and got greeted. I was like, okay. So I looked at her. I said, maybe if I walk out and I walk back in, you think I'll get greeted? She kind of like jokes, like thinking I won't do it. So I walk out of the store. As I'm walking out, here comes two more people that's together. Walks in. Hi, how you doing? Said, okay. All right. All right. And at this point, I'm not mad. I'm not heated. I'm not bothered. I'm just thinking to myself, ain't this I walk out. I walk down a little ways. I come back on my phone. And I stood aside for a little bit. And then I walked back in. Same girl that was walking around the store looked directly at me. I remember how her face looked because she didn't smile not once. She didn't say hi. She didn't say nothing. Still not greeted. I said to my daughter, did anybody ask, if you needed help? So she's standing over and she was like, I don't even feel like buying anything anymore. She was like really in there about to buy up some stuff. And I honestly was going to buy up some stuff too, low key, as Christmas gifts. If she would have told me what's what. So I said, no, we're not spending our money here. We not. I said, everybody else that walked in here gets greeted but us? Oh, no. And then I started to get a little, not ghetto, but I wanted them to hear me. So the lady that was shopping near me, I said, no, we're not staying in here because they greeted everybody that walked in here after us. And not once did they greet us. And I'm noticing like one of the girls, she hears me because she's close by, but she still hasn't even she's not even trying to look, like she's like in a stance where her back is towards me. But I know she's listening. Like I could tell, but she's not even trying to address it at all. So I was like, okay, she want to act like she don't hear me? Let me go over here and say something. Because you had a customer. I said, excuse me. You had a customer that was willing to spend money in here. You didn't speak to us, but you spent. She was like, I did speak. I said, no, you didn't. She was like, I did. I turned to my daughter. I said, did she speak to you? My daughter shook her head no. I said, exactly. You lost a customer because of how you treated us. I was so angry when I tell y'all, inside. It was not one, it was not two, it was three. And not near one of them addressed us or asked us if we needed anything. And when I had an issue with the service, I don't know if any one of them was the manager. I wasn't going to ask for the manager because I'm going to go above your head and I'm going to call corporate. That's what I'm going to do. Because not one of y'all in here seems to have sense. And I went to the girl that I thought would have addressed it, and she didn't even do nothing. So, long story short, which wasn't really short, what would y'all have done in that situation? I don't think I did too much, but I'm not spending my money where I'm not welcome or I'm not feeling welcome. And that's the first time, and I don't complain at all. I'm a very kind person, very reserved, but it was so apparent how they were acting. And in the store, my daughter said there's an aesthetic or kind of look that she feels like a lot of people feel that you need to have. So she felt a little uncomfortable because she's a little, my daughter's not a big, a heavy set girl. She's thick. She's got curves. She's a statuesque girl, beautiful figure, right? But she's a little thicker than a lot of the girls in that store. You know what I mean? So it made her feel uncomfortable, it made her feel unwanted. And I know as a mom, me being in there, I felt unwanted. That's why I was I'm not going to embarrass my daughter. But you could feel it. When you're not being treated well. This is not the only store that they have out here. Unfortunately, it was the closest store to us. I think we'll probably go back to the other store, because she did say the store that she had went to initially, the lady was nice, she was helping her out and everything like that. It's just, for me, if I'm going to spend money, and let me tell you this, the store is not a cheap store. So if I'm going to spend money on something, if my child's going to spend money on something, I need to get the treatment I I deserve. And this little salary that y'all getting in here, I could pay that for y'all. Don't treat me like I'm nothing when I walk up in the store. Or don't be looking at me with a screw face, or my daughter with a screw face like you know us, or like my daughter took your man or something like that. Don't do that. So, yeah, I'm not going to call a manager. I'm the type of person that I'll call corporate. That's what I'm going to do. But I just want to know, what would y'all do? Anytime that I walk into a place and you got an attitude, you not showing up for your job, for what you chose to do in life, I'm walking right out. That's in the food industry, the retail industry, hell, my industry that I work in. There's so many people that complain in my industry too, and I'm just like, why are you here? Why are you here? All right, y'all, I'm done. I'm getting off of that, but I just had to come on here real quick. I will be calling corporate. I don't know. I probably should have called out the whole store, but I ain't going to do that. Should I do that? I don't know. If y'all ask me, I might do it. Anywho, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Enjoy your holiday. Bye.